All right, welcome to our team call, Wine Warriors.
Welcome,
What's up?
everybody.
Whoop whoop! Wine Warriors in the house. So, go ahead with your announcement.
Oh,
Yeah, we're doing a quick announcement, and then you guys can throw all your questions at us because we're ready.
I was just going to say, so for the last, I don't know, at least 8 weeks, everyone has been asking on the page pretty much every day, like, when are we launching into the UK? That's been the question. And we've always been saying that when it happens, I promise you, you'll know. You don't need to ask anymore. It'll be everywhere. It'll be very visible, very loud. No one will be wondering. Well, this Saturday, they're finally announcing the date, the exact date when we're officially launching into the UK. So I don't know what that date is yet. If I had the heads up, I would tell you that in advance, but I don't have that info yet. PJ won't even tell us. So Saturday, they're announcing it though, and I'm not sure what announcements they're making in addition to that. I have a feeling what is the France pick? Yeah, see, Sarah, I don't know that. I'm wondering the same thing. That's what I'm saying right now. I don't know what additional, announcements they're going to make. I just know that they are going to announce the UK thing. And it seems like there was a visual of New York on there also. So I have the feeling they may finally announce the specifics of the New York City event, the corporate event that we're having this fall. We had our launch event in Vegas, February 24th. We had 400 from our team there. It was a great, awesome event. We had a blast. And I can't even imagine how many Wine Warriors are going to be there this time. Probably at least 1,000.
I want 1,000 Wine Warriors there.
Yeah,
guys, that's my goal.
Right. So
I want 1,000 of us there.
But we had a blast. A group picture might not be possible with that many.
We'll try.
Right.
Our hardest.
We'll do our best. But it seems to me, at least from the visuals, that they're going to be announcing when that event and where it's going to be and all the specifics to that as well. I don't know that for sure. I'm just saying that based off of that visual that we all saw. So that's conjecture. But I do know for sure that they are announcing at a minimum the UK date for launch. And that's the most important thing. So, don't wait to hear from somebody else. Get on that call Saturday at noon if you're not at work or doing something else.
I swear to God, if there's not at least 1,000 people on that call, I'm going to lose my mind.
Right.
Lose my mind.
Everyone's been asking for it. They're finally announcing it. So be on that call. Be the first to know. Be the CEO of your own business. Don't wait for someone else to tell you. Get it straight from them and be on that call. I think it's going to be exciting. We're finally going to have the information that we've all been hoping to have. So be on that call, pack it out, and let's represent Wine Warriors on that call and be there en masse. So,
yeah.
But that's the only announcement. Just be there Saturday at noon. And, Direct Sellers always sends out announcements for the phone number and all that kind of thing. If anyone doesn't know, just post in a team and, we'll post that phone number there. But the phone number is everywhere for that call. If for some reason you don't have it by now.
I got it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Okay.
Right now.
We're just going to go ahead and say it.
You can write it. If you don't have this number, write it down right now. 712-770-4005.
PIN number.
And the PIN number, I don't know. What is it? He's got it.
Hang on, wait.
It's 3 something.
Yeah, I gotta find it. You put me on the spot. I didn't know you were gonna ask me that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. The PIN number is going to be.
No, that's not it. 323.
323.
Yep. 323-659
pound
at 12 o'clock on Saturday.
12 o'clock Eastern time.
Eastern
Saturday.
Standard.
Yeah.
Good.
So be on that call. And then we'll all know at the same time.
All right, guys. We're ready for your questions. So please do not ask a question in the chat box. If you have a question, raise your hand, unmute yourself, just ask it. Whatever.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did a Q&A, so we figured we didn't have any speakers planned for tonight, so just going to drink some wine together, talk, and have a Q&A. Any questions anyone has about anything, whether it's, comp plan or whatever it might be for you, just feel free to ask.
Look at what Joe said.
Right? Right?
Hey, someday on a team call, we're going to teach you Derrick's memory trick.
Right.
He's got a memory trick.
We'll do that sometime.
It's pretty darn cool. All right, questions, guys. Go for it. Come on.
Shoot, I'll go if nobody else is going to. I had a question from somebody else, and I said, you know what? I'll save it for the team call because I know she can't get on tonight. But basically what she was asking was, how do you pique people's interest when you do Facebook posts? Instead of just blurting out, what I do, here's my link and all that, what's a good way to make some of those, especially if you're new, initial Facebook posts that almost draw people to you and make them ask you questions?
Oh, you're putting me
That's
on.
yours.
You're putting me on the spot
Right.
now.
That's what we're here for, Q&A.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So a lot of you already know the answer to this, but I could see, someone brand new, they have no idea, like what to post. But honestly, if you're looking to announce your business, to draw people to you, to draw people into asking you about the business, the way to do it is live video. You have to do a live video. And I know a lot of people are not comfortable with live videos. It scares the crap out of them. It is going to take you out of your comfort zone. But, you can ask on your Facebook page all day long, red or white wine. Do you put ice in your wine? Is it okay to put ice in your wine? Like, you can ask all the wine questions in the freaking world, and it is not going to compare to a live video. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. Even if you write the information down about what you want to say, that is the way that you're going to pique interest in this business. But basically, live unboxing your wine is cool. That's good. Like, that's going to definitely pique some interest. And I feel like people are taking that as the easy way out. Like, that's all they're doing is unboxing their wine. Well, so they're doing a live video once a month, and that's not going to cut it. You've got to get out of your comfort zone, talk about the business on live video, whether it be just a 10-minute or 5 minutes, like just piquing interest. And if you want to make money from home, if you want to make a supplemental income from home with wine, just message me. I can talk to you about it. That's going to pique interest by itself. So yeah, some of the states aren't allowed to have fancy boxes. I'm not sure why. That's some stupid law. I don't understand.
I don't either.
I don't get it. Like, Texas can't have any fancy boxes. I don't get that. But you guys, live video is how you're going to pique the most interest. When I finally went live about the business, because I was literally undercover for like 3 months before I actually did a live video about the business. And I was already far beyond master seller at that point, just because, I was messaging people. But when I finally did a live video, that is what got people, like, I think I had 60 messages in the morning when I woke up. Like, literally 60 people that had watched my live video that were like, holy crap, like, what is this wine business? Are you kidding me? Like, tell me more information. And I probably signed up 10 more people within that week because, they were, that's what brought people to me, was live video. So if you're not doing live video, you are seriously missing the boat on what you could be doing here.
And like, I look at it like, it's a mentality. Like, for example, like, let's say if you invested, $50,000 to $100,000 and you opened up a restaurant, okay, and you have a little corner restaurant in your town, and, people would proudly come on Facebook and be like, oh my gosh, you guys, they wouldn't feel like they're selling people something or whatever. They would say, I have just opened up this restaurant. I am serving coffee and donuts in the morning for free. I want you to come. I got this great breakfast special. I'm so excited for you guys to try my restaurant. I'm so proud of it. Yeah, I want you to come. People wouldn't have any shame with that. So it's just a mentality of understanding that you have opened up your own wine club. You are the CEO and the owner of your own wine club. You need to be proud of that. You don't need to be embarrassed, ashamed, like, oh my gosh, what's people going to think? Like, are you kidding me? If you open up a restaurant, would you be wondering what's people going to think? I don't have a job like everyone else. I actually stepped out on a limb and opened up a restaurant. No, you would openly and you would expect people to frequent your establishment, friends, family, people, acquaintances. You'd be like, hey, come to me, guys. Don't go to Eaton Park. Don't go to Denny's. Don't go to these. I opened up a restaurant. Come to me. And you would proudly say that without any shame if you had invested that much skin in the game and all that money into opening up a brick and mortar business. Well, you got to understand, you have just opened up your own wine tasting club business. It's a business within a business. Your own business within Direct Sellers. It is your business. So you should be proud of it. We have a great product. We have great pricing, awesome quality. Our wines are picked out for us by experts. It's a fun way for people to expand their palates and increase their education and knowledge about the art and science of wine. We have a great thing here. And you should be proud of it. You should be proud to be the owner of your own company and have the freedom to announce that and feel proud of it. Don't have that hesitation.
Right, and do it live.
Don't do it live.
Don't be doing a Facebook post because, like Tripp just said in the messages, live video is seen 800% more than a regular post.
Because Facebook wants to show that.
Because Facebook freaking loves live video, and they show live video to your entire friends list instead of like 5% of your friends list. Right. Like if you do a post, they'll only show it to so many people. But live video gets shown to almost your entire friends list.
Yeah.
Yes, and people watch live video for a longer amount than regular videos too. So yeah, don't chicken out and do a stupid regular video from your phone and not go live. There's no difference. People don't give a crap if you screw up and you mess up a couple things. They don't care because that's real life. If you're sitting there recording a video on your phone and you're doing it over and over and over again to make it perfect, that's not going to fly with people. They don't want perfect. They want you. I just did a video about alcoholism and I fucking forgot half the shit I wanted to say. Like literally, like I just winged it. I'm like, okay, well I just did what I could. And I think like people are sharing it and they love it and they don't. So like people want a hot mess. They want to see real life. They don't want perfection.
Right.
I was talking to someone the other day who actually works with like videographers on Facebook. And he is literally trying to like retrain them to just go live and be themselves instead of having this perfect video ad on Facebook that nobody wants to watch because nobody can recreate that and nobody can do that sort of thing. Like you have to have training to do that type of thing. So he's like literally trying to tell them like, no, you cannot
record it with your phone.
Record it with your phone in bad lighting, walking around, doing whatever you do in normal life, and people will relate to that and will actually watch it. But the videos that you're doing, these professional videos that look like they belong on a commercial or on TV, people aren't going to watch that crap. They don't want to watch it because, especially if you're talking about, a business and that type of thing, people are just going to get scared and be like, I can't do that sort of thing. So basically the more hot mess you are, the better as far as live video goes. So don't overthink it. Just do it. Come out of the closet, do whatever you got to do, and go live and be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah. Exactly.
Thanks, Tripp.
All right. Holly had a question. I saw it. non-ship states, what's the best scenario? That's your question.
Yeah, I mean, for non-ship states, what I tell people is this. I'm like, okay, yeah, we have that $70 option that exists for people that really want to do that. For non-ship states, non-ship countries, whatever the case might be. But I would highly not recommend that.
Yeah.
I would say, come in at a minimum of the 250 level, because we're not, it's not like you're in the business of signing up and then going door to door, selling your neighbors, knocking on doors. Hey, you want to get in my wine club? That's not what we do. Most of our business is built. Most of our business is built online through social media. That's how people go about doing it. So your geography doesn't have much to do with it. I always point to Rory Record. He lives in Utah. And it's been a non-ship state since day one. He's one of the top income earners in a company. It has never been a thing. The $70 option wasn't available for him. And what he did is what I recommend for everyone else, is to come in at the 250 level, and the first 4 bottles that you get, have it shipped to a potential prospect, a potential customer in another state. That's all. That's all you have to do, because by doing that, you're immediately active. You're able to earn commissions in every facet of our compensation plan. If you come in at the $70 level and use that as an excuse and say, well, I'm going to dip my toe in the water and come in at $70 because I live in Kentucky or I live in Oklahoma. Well, then before you can even start earning commissions off of 3 out of the 4 ways that we earn, you have to find yourself 4 customers before you're even eligible.
4 or 5, depending on.
Yeah, 4 or 5, depending upon if they come in 2 or 4 bottles. So, a minimum of 4 customers.
Because business partners don't count.
No, you could go out and go master seller and sign up 9 business partners, and you're not even eligible to earn commissions yet because you don't have a minimum of 4 customers or more. So you're stacking the deck against your favor. $250 as a business startup fee is so minuscule. I would pay that whether I'm getting wine or not. To start a business to where I can create this kind of an income for myself and start my own wine tasting club. $249.95 is a ridiculously low price. So it's a matter of building the value of what we have and what we're making available to them. So, to cheapen it to the point to where you're not getting 4 bottles of wine. So yeah, come in at $70, but you have to get a minimum of 4 customers before you're even eligible to start earning commissions. You're not doing yourselves any favor. So, I would just tell them it's a cost of doing business. Get started at the 250 level. You're immediately eligible to start earning commissions in every possible way within our comp plan. And those 4 bottles, they have to know someone outside of that state. It's the 21st century. We don't live in the 1800s. They know someone that lives in California, Ohio, Michigan, West Virginia, somewhere, Florida. They know someone that would gladly accept 4 bottles of free wine. So don't even give me that.
Right,
so,
and your teammates can use it for a wine tasting.
They can use it for a wine tasting.
Whatever.
Or you can say, hey, don't feel obligated to become a customer or a distributor or anything, but, I have to send 4 bottles of free wine to someone. I thought of you. I would love for you to try out our wine tasting club. I think we're doing a great thing here, and I would really like to, for you to try out our wine. So you can send it to them. It's $250. You're either going to start a business or you're not going to start a business. $250 start a business is nothing. That's the way I approach it. If they're looking at trying to nickel and dime it and come in at the cheapest way possible because they're not able to get their 4 bottles of wine, it's probably not your tribe anyway. It's probably not who you're looking for. They don't have the kind of mentality that an entrepreneur needs to have in order to become successful. So that's the way I approach it. I don't even deal with people that want to come in at the $70 level. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't want to say I dismiss them, but, you know, I understand if they're unable to get their wine that, you know, they can see that as a hurdle. I get that. But I just explained to them that, hey, your first shipment, you know, send it to someone else. And then in order to satisfy your requirements of having 40 in personal volume so that you remain eligible to earn, you just have to find one 4-bottle customer over the next 30 days. And you're in business, so let's, you know, get about the business of doing that. And so that's how I do it. That's how I approach it. I don't have much patience for people that can't even see the value of, you know, investing $250 to start a business, whether they are receiving their wine or not.
Right, and the $250 that they're spending is a write-off, anyways, on their taxes. Like, so what does it matter if they come in at 70 or 250? Like, they're still going to be able to claim that on their taxes and get it back anyways.
Right.
So it really doesn't matter. Like, you know, tell them about that and just be like, so the wine, you don't get the wine. Well, you know, unless you want it to go to a border and go pick it up, that's always an option.
Right.
You can have it shipped to the nearest UPS at the border state and they can go pick it up.
Yeah, we do have.
We have multiple people on the team doing that. Crap, Dina K, I don't know if you're even on the call. Like, say hi if you are. But she literally goes to Texas. She lives in Oklahoma. And she goes to Texas and picks up the wine for her entire team. So she has like 30 boxes of wine in her car. And she's like delivering it to people in Oklahoma for her team. And that's how she's getting around it. So
you can
until they're open in January,
right,
you know, in Oklahoma.
There's UPS stores that you can use as your shipping address and have it sent there. And people that live close enough to a border to where it makes sense to where at least once a month they can drive that 30 minutes or an hour or whatever it is to that border and pick up their wine, they can do that. So, you know, people will find a way to use anything as an excuse. I understand, you know, where people can use this as a reason to not engage because they're like in a non-ship state. But I point to people like Rory Record, who's not on our team. He's never on our team.
Austin is now in a non-ship state.
Austin is the number one income in the company, and he's in a non-ship state. It's not an excuse. He sends his wine to someone else. He doesn't care. I mean, he has plenty of customers to keep him active now to where he doesn't even have to purchase the wine on auto ship to satisfy that 40 business volume requirement. But
he's still shipping his wine somewhere.
Yeah. So
like to team members and stuff.
Right. He still buys it just because he does, but he doesn't have to. So, you know, it just, you know, anyone will find an excuse if they don't want to, but a non-ship state, they're just as eligible to earn just as much commissions and build just as much of a large business here as anyone else. Doesn't matter what their geography is. So I would just, you know, that's how I would encourage it.
Hey, Derrick and Cherry, I want to expand on that based on information I found out tonight answering somebody's questions. I just think it's also, you know, karma as business owners that we contribute ourselves and buy something instead of just wanting to pull something out of the company and bonus and stuff. You contribute, and so for the people that put their wine on hold and all that kind of stuff, and then are asking, can I still collect this and that? It's like, you know what? Invest in your business, give that away. Do whatever you can. Legally, you can't make anybody buy something. So we understand that. But it is your business, and I think it's good karma to the team. You're putting into the team, and other teammates around you are contributing to your growth and your income.
Yes.
So why not do your part?
Right.
I completely agree. And I commented on that post in our team today about someone asking about putting their wine on hold. I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand why you even want to do that. We have literally $89 per month.
There's no monthly business fees. There's no website fees. The overhead is $89.94 delivered to your door if you live within the continental United States. If you're in the wine business, you can find something to do with 4 bottles of wine per month, even if you don't drink it. you can figure out a way to do something with that. You can, you can let people taste it, sample it, and, contribute to wine tastings from people on your team. You can do something with one bottle of wine per week if you are in the wine business and you want to make a profession out of it. One bottle per week, you can find something to do with. It's an excuse. People are trying to nickel and dime themselves.
If you're canceling, if you want to put your wine on hold, you have a hobby. And you don't even care about the wine. You don't care about the business that you're in. You're not the CEO of your company. You have a hobby, and you're having fun. And I understand some people, this is just a hobby for them. I understand
that's okay.
that some people don't want to have a full-time income with this. But if you want to have a full income with this business, you have got to keep getting your wine. And I don't care who you ship it to or what you do with it. If that is your goal, if that is your why, you have got to keep getting your wine. You cannot put it on hold because, seriously, PJ, he went on that tangent that one time about, about the same thing. If you want this as your full-time income, you better be getting your wine.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what you do with it. Send it to a friend, give it out as samples in your town, have a wine tasting with it, whatever you do with it. It doesn't matter.
You're in the wine business. Yes. So it just, it's all a mentality. That's what it comes down to. It boils down to your attitude towards your own business. So I would highly advise continuing to get it. Now, if you are in a non-ship state and you do come on a 250 and you do get, one customer per month where you're remaining active, if you don't want to personally continue buying it yourself and sending it to someone else, that's the only thing I could see. I could see in that situation to where, it's understandable, to where you might not want to make that investment, to where it seems like you're just giving it away to someone when you don't even have to, because you already have a customer and your requirements for remaining active are already satisfied. That I can understand, but that's about as far as I can go with that.
Yes, Holly, it will absolutely be a tax deduction. If they sign up at $250, it's a tax deduction.
Yeah.
If they're getting their wine and shipping it to a teammate or wherever, giving it away, it's still a tax deduction.
Yep.
So absolutely bring that up to them.
We're looking at the questions.
Yeah.
Here. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is there input from folks? So if you've had a smaller social circle on Facebook, you've been a little bit more private on Facebook, and suggestions on how people are building their network? Are you reaching out to thoughts around that, or any good input would be appreciated?
Building their network.
Well, there's lots of ways to build your network. I think, if you want to build your network the free way, without spending money, you have to just get out of your comfort zone, start friend requesting people, go to your friends of friends, start friend requesting, go into groups. You can join groups that you have, if you have a photography hobby or a cooking hobby or
bowling, golfing.
Yeah, bowling, golfing, wine.
There's Facebook pages for everything.
There's literally groups for everything you can join. Go into those groups, start building relationships with people, start friend requesting, and that will keep adding to your network. You can start a Facebook like page. And, you can start, people that like your page, you can friend request them or send them messages. There's all different sorts of ways to build your network.
Okay.
If you've been kind of a private person on Facebook, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Make sure you set your page to public though, from the time being. Don't keep it private because no one's ever going to find it. You got to set your page to public, and because if you're friend requesting people and you have a private page, they're not even going to be able to find you. Or if you're talking to people, in a group and you're not friends with them, they won't even be able to send you a friend request. So you have to have a public page for one thing. So make sure your page is public. If you have kids that you know, if you post photos of your children that you don't want people seeing, like weirdo stalkers, you know, you can set, even if your profile is public, you can set those specific children posts or whatever that you don't want to be seen by, you know,
Strangers.
some people. You can set that to just friends. So you don't have to worry about them seeing, you know, posts that you don't want weird people seeing. My profile is an open book. You know, even pictures of my kids, you know, I keep public. So, but some people might not be comfortable with that, and I'm so okay with that. Like, I totally understand 100% where you're coming from, and like, just make sure you're changing because every time you post, you can actually change who you're posting to. You can make it public, you can make it friends, you can make it, you know, friends accept these people. Like, you can literally change the settings with every single post that you make on your page.
And I'm going to throw this out there too, because I didn't know this before until our awesome accountant. He explained this to us to where, okay, so when we talk about posting pictures of our kids or whatever, well, you know, Sherry has 2 kids, I have 2 kids. What we're able to do is, you know, and talk to your own accountant, because this isn't a tax advice kind of thing. I'm not licensed to give you tax advice. So you'd have to talk to your own accountant. But what we do is we're able to pay our kids $5,000 a year each to where, you know, for modeling services. So as we're talking about our business and they're in the picture with us or whatever, and we're talking about our business services, we have 4 kids. That's $20,000 a year off of our taxable income because we pay them for modeling. We're paying them with food, clothing, extracurricular activities, shoes. That's all payment. It doesn't have to be cash payment. So at least in Ohio, I don't know how it is anywhere else. I'm not a tax person. I can just tell you what he's telling us. And what we're doing, we're able to write off $20,000 a year off our $20,000 a year off our taxable income is considerable. Because of modeling services.
Danielle, yes, you can pay Walter.
Yes, pay Walter. I don't know if you can write off a dog. Don't give me that.
I would pay Walter.
Yeah,
I would pay Walter.
I'm not on video saying you can write off your pets for modeling, but I'm just saying for our kids, our accountant's telling us that. So, you know, it's, you know, so we, you know, we treat this like a business is my point. You know, where he does the same thing with his accounting firm. You know, his kids in his pictures on his social media, he pays them each $5,000 a year. And so it's, you know, there's so many tax benefits to running a home business. You are money ahead, even if you're not earning commissions, by having a home business. If you learn how to write off everything that you're eligible to write off, and you're able to do that, at least in Ohio, for 3 years. If you don't show a profit after 3 years, it's considered a hobby, not a business. But at least in Ohio, you know, you're able to do that. So we have a blast with that kind of stuff. We, you know, we don't take advantage of the system, but we certainly use the system and the way that it's set up, the best benefits of this.
I think most states you're allowed 3 years.
Probably.
You're allowed 3 years to show a loss. And after 3 years, if you show a loss, then it's a hobby, and you can no longer write that stuff off.
Right.
But
there's so many tax benefits, like, and you can, you know, make posts about that, about the tax benefits of having a home business. You know, there's all sorts of things that you can do to try to educate people on. Right.
People could literally get $5,000 more back on their taxes if they just joined a home business and didn't make a penny.
Right.
Like literally $5,000 like a year for 3 years. So, I mean, that's huge if they just learn how to write off, you know, certain things. So.
Right. So, but always talk to your accountant. Again, this is not legal or, you know, financial advice. Always talk to your accountant in your own state. I'm just telling you, I'm comfortable saying what our accountant tells us because that's, you know, that's public. I'm ready to.
Can I ask a question that's directed kind of towards Sherry?
Yeah.
Sherry, how did you, when you started network marketing, I'm sure you weren't as confident as you are now, and obviously that takes time to build up and all that, right? But how did you come over, like how did you approach Trey? Like, how did you go after him? Because obviously he was huge in his other MLM. He's my upline, and he's crazy, and I freaking love him. But like, how did you say, you know what? How do I approach Trey, and how am I going to get him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did you get that confidence to get him?
You know what? How I approach Trey, I don't even think he's on. I think he's on his boat right now. But I wasn't even friends with Trey, to be honest with you. Like, I wasn't Facebook friends with him, but I see some of his posts crossing my news feed every now and then because of that effing guy. Is because I followed that effing guy, but I wasn't like Facebook friends with him. And so like I kept seeing like random wine posts. Like he was like drinking wine with Kaylee, and like he had wine, like I don't know. It was like 3 wine posts in a row.
Like all the time.
Yeah, well, I was like, and then he wasn't posting about fitness anymore either. So I was like, okay. I'm like, this guy is in direct sellers already. Like, he's doing this wine business. I'm like, I can see it. Like, I know it. And so I just messaged him. I'm like, and this was on a dare, by the way, from Carolyn, Carolyn Wilhelm and Brandy Murphy, my success partners. It was a dare, literally. I was like drunk, to be honest. Like, I was drunk, and they were both like, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, Trey Bearer is in this network marketing business. I'm telling you, he's in direct sellers already. He's posting about wine. He's not posting about fitness.
We missed it.
And I was like, dang it. Like, he would have been great on this team. Like, I'm like, he would have been perfect. And then I was like, okay. And I told Brandy and Carolyn, I'm like, dare me. I'm like, dare me to message Trey. Dare me. And they're like, oh, we dare you. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So I messaged him. I'm like, hey, Trey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, quick question. I'm like, are you involved in direct sellers already? And that's all I said.
So we went to bed. That's
all I said.
And I'm like, so what did Trey say?
No, but before I went to sleep, he said, well, what's that? What's wine? What are you talking about? What's direct sellers? I don't even know what you're talking about. Right. And I was like, oh. And then, I can't even remember what I said to him after that, to be honest. But, we went to bed. Go ahead.
Then in the morning, I wake up. I'm like, hey, did Trey say anything? And she's like, oh my God, he wants to talk today. I'm like, yes. So that's my purview. So that's when she basically said, okay, today at 2:00, you're talking to Trey, and you got to hit a freaking home run with this call because it's important. I'm like, I can do it. So I was a little bit nervous. I don't get nervous very often, but I was nervous only because, I understood the kind of, possibilities we had with them. So we talked to we talked to Trey and Kaylee, and it's funny because that story is Kaylee, as she tells me, she said she was sitting, they were in the car, we were in the car, we were talking on the phone, and Kaylee was sitting there with her arms crossed, like I'm waiting to tell this guy to go F himself, so but I didn't know that at the time. And Trey's like, let's just hear them out, and then we'll tell them.
Like a true entrepreneur, he heard us out, and that's.
And we talked for about half an hour. He's like, you have me very intrigued, and it went from there. And he signed up. And I gotta be honest too. We were just as nervous, or at least I was, to talk to Mr. Joe Gonzalez. Because it had the same kind of ramifications. I'm like, oh my God, like I know, like. Joe's not public in the way that Trey is, but believe me, he has his own niche that's just as powerful, if not more powerful, in his own way. And
Joe said, just ask how your business is going. If you have, someone who you want to reach out to that you think might be struggling, ask them how their business is doing. Because basically, that is exactly what I said to Joe. I was like, how's your business going? Because mine sucks balls. Like,
Right.
I was, basically, that's what I said. And
He's like, mine's on a downward trend. Very left brain.
And I'm
you
like,
know.
do you, what do you do? Like, I know you're very financially minded. I just talked to him about things that I knew, he was interested in, and I knew Joe from, the wall and the wall behind the wall that we were in, that he was very financially sound, and he knew what he was talking about with finances, and I knew he had to be struggling. So, and I even asked Trey, I was like, well, what about this Joe Gonzalez guy? Do you think I should reach out to him? And he was like, I don't even know him. But now we're all like best friends.
Right.
We're so close, and it's so great. But, that's why I reached out to Joe, because I was like, I think I need to. And it turns out Joe was actually researching this.
That weekend,
Joe was researching this business. And you guys, if this doesn't tell you that this is all meant to be what we are doing here, and we're all here for a reason, and we're all meant to be in this business, nothing will. Like, if this doesn't solidify what we're talking about, all this happened for a reason. It's like the moon aligned, the stars aligned, and we're all here for a freaking reason.
And the point is, don't be apprehensive about messaging anybody.
No, don't be.
There is no human being above any other human being.
There isn't.
We all have the same sorts of struggles.
They might think they are.
Right. The same sorts of concerns and issues, and like all of those things. So if you feel led to talk to someone, do it. Ask them. There's no harm in asking them, hey, how's business treating you? How's things looking for you? Optimistic, pessimistic? How's things looking for you? And talk to them about what we're doing here, because we're doing something, what we're doing here, we are on the precipice of building a billion-dollar company. We are about to explode into the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and who knows what beyond that. We are about to explode, and not even that we've touched the United States yet, but we're also not only going to continue to explode in the U.S., but in all these other international countries. We are at the right time, at the right place. We have nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about. We need to be, very proud of what we have to offer someone, and ask them, like, hey, how's your business going? Do you keep your options open? Do you ever consider looking into, other things, especially a wine tasting club? We're not slinging a vitamin or a health shake or a makeup line or all this stuff that's been done over and over and over again. We have something that's fun that's never been done before. We have a wine tasting club. We're doing things in a way that has never been done before. And, we've created a brand new category within the space of network marketing. And we're able to offer that to someone. So, don't have any hesitancy about reaching up. We are in the fastest growing team within the entire company with, us and Austin and Joe and Trey and, Brandy and all these other, Jennifer, Priscilla, all these other basic leaders. I could say like 30 names.
So many leaders on
we have
the team,
so many
guys.
leaders,
so
much knowledge is here, and we have such an opportunity. Do not be hesitant about reaching out to anybody. There's nobody that is, above this. We are really onto something here, and you just gotta, you have to internalize that for yourself before you can really start to grow your business to the point to where you want to grow it.
I would like to add to that, if you don't mind, Sherry and
Yes,
Derrick. I just appreciate it so much that we did connect that weekend, and there's a few very important points to this. Number one, if you don't ask somebody else is going to. I guarantee you, they're on their list, okay? I'm going to tell you how timely it was that I ended up talking to Derrick and Sherry. I literally was getting texts from somebody else and about to choose that team. And when Cherry and I just connected, and literally she said, how is your business going? And it was nothing about any sales pitch or anything like that. And here's the point to that. I was in pain. Tina and I were in pain. You joined for a reason. You had a pain point. People are looking to cure their problems. You are here for a reason to solve your own problems. Think about what connected you and think about what that pain point is, and don't think that others don't have that same pain point. And your job is to illustrate that and how this solves their problems. So if Sherry and Derrick hadn't connected with me, I would have been somewhere else. And the other point is, it was only we were light friends. We were acquaintances because I had only met them at one other meeting, right?
Yeah.
And knew of them from one other meeting. But here's the point. I knew of them, and they got them on the phone with an expert, got my questions answered, and I was ready. I was already in pain and already looking. And if you're not, and having an experienced person is, so much of the battle. You're not fighting that battle of, do they understand network marketing, right? You got to remember, 85% of people are struggling in network marketing, and it's usually because they probably joined their first company and had nobody teach them. So think about what your market really is, and don't be afraid to go after that market, because now if you're in a network marketing firm and you hung on for 3 years and you didn't make money, how much did you still learn in that 3 years that you can apply in a new company? Right? You go, oh shit, if I could do this all over again, I would do this.
Right.
Yeah.
This is our chance, guys. That's why I jumped at it. I said, this is our chance. And you know what? I trusted Derrick and Sherry, and I knew what they were going through was similar to what I was going through, what we were going through, Tina and I, and we got our questions answered and jumped in so fast because we saw how it would cure our problems. Income going down, frustrated, putting in too much time, not getting enough in return, everybody and their brother knows about a product, the saturation, all these things. But what did we love the most? I did not want to freaking go back to work, right? I did not want to go back to my 9-to-5 job. I would do anything to avoid that. Time freedom is the number one thing.
Yes.
So I hope y'all understand the lessons in this and how and why you approach people, and you do it with such urgency that there better be 1,000 people on your list to tackle in the next 2 months. Like, that's how much urgency there should be in this business. It is so unbelievable, and we have such an opportunity to absolutely change our lives for the next 3 to 5 years just in the next year. I want you all to grasp what we have, because I jumped at this. All right, I'll get off my thing now, but I just wanted you to know how important that was for me, and why I connected with Derrick and Sherry, and let you know there are other people like this out there. Okay?
Awesome. Thanks, sir.
And anybody can do that just by simply asking, how's your business going?
Right.
Being interested in them.
I asked Joe, hey, how's business? Literally.
People love to talk.
Yep.
Yep. And when we talk about, finding people like Joe and Tina and Trey and stuff like this, something I've said so many times before, but yet it's so true and it's worth repeating, is that luck is when opportunity and preparedness meet. Okay, so if you want to say, well, they got lucky and they got lucky and this person got lucky. If we have the opportunity here with direct sellers. If you'll just do everything within your ability to go after this with everything that you have, without excuses, without hesitation, like, well, I can't talk to them, I can't talk to these people. If you just, talk to people about what we have going on here, luck will happen for you. You'll find the right people. The pieces will come together. You just have to be willing to put yourself out there and, recognize what it is that we have here. Be willing to go out on a limb. That's what entrepreneurs do. That's what business people do. That's what separates us from people that have that safe, secure, clock punching job. We're willing to go out on a limb. We're willing to put ourselves out there. And I've never seen an opportunity like this before in my life.
No, we have something seriously special.
And the fact that we're all here on this call and we haven't even gone international yet, but we are on that cusp. We have such an opportunity here. You just got to see that for yourself. And you have to be willing to, be comfortable being uncomfortable and going out, doing things, going live, talking to people, doing things that you're just not comfortable with. To get those kind of results, to get your Joe and Tina, and to get your Trey, and you have to be willing to do that, and it's that willingness, and that's what's going to get you where you want to be.
Right, and in Austin, who is our sponsor, I think all of you know who Austin Zuloff is. He even told us in a message today. He said, "I don't think you guys grasp at where this is going to be a year from now or 18 months from now." He's like, "I don't think you understand." And I told him, I was like, I'm the first to admit, I've never been in this situation before. So I really, I'm excited. I think it's going to be huge. But he was trying to instill in us today that we don't even understand how much money we're going to be making in 18 months from now, and where this company is actually going to
and
be.
He was talking
and where all of you guys are
right.
going to be 18 months from now. And he literally, I teared up because I was like, oh my God, we are going to have so many 6-figure income earners on this team in a year from now that it is going to be insane. And it's up to you. It's up to you guys to make that happen for yourselves. We cannot do that for you. You have to do the work. You have to be messaging the people. We can't do that for you. We're building our own business. We can help you. We can give you the tools, which you guys all have. You have the tools, but you have to do the work. We can't do it for you. So are you going to be one of the 6-figure income earners on this team in 12 months from now, or are you not going to be one of those 6-figure? That's up to you.
Right. It is literally up to you. All you have to do is do the work. The same work that all of us has done. Anyone can do this right now. It's at the infancy stages. We haven't even begun to explode yet as a company. We are at that. I know Joe talks about this, where he talks about, the maturity stage of a company and the growth stage or whatever. I forget the terminology. That's Joe's thing.
The bell curve.
Yeah, the bell curve thing, where he talks about that. Well, we are at this stage of the company to where we haven't even begun to experience, that huge growth yet. And we are right there. And any of us can take advantage of that. I don't care if you just signed up today. It's, you're still in so early. And you're able to take advantage of all this growth that's going to happen. Like Sherry says, she parrots what PJ had said, that, this is a land grab right now. Any of us can go out and stake our own claim. So you have to be willing to do that. Take the arrows and go out there and put yourself out there. You just have to be willing to do that. So our job is to try to inspire you to do that. We can't do it for you. Like Sherry said, all we can do is try to say, here's all the information. You go to our training page. It's at our pinned post at the top of Wine Warriors. You go there, you literally go through steps 1, 2, and 3. You go through that, you put in the work, and that's what you have to do. You can't short circuit that. You have to do the work. And if you do it, you can make as big of an impact as you want to, but you have to stake that claim yourself. So we're here to support you and offer any guidance. Anything we can do on our end, we're more than willing to do it. You just have to do the work.
Yes.
So any last questions before we finish up? It's been about an hour. Someone's raising their hand. I see it right there. Richard was raising his hand. Unmute yourself.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I have a question about wine tasting events and stuff like that.
Yes.
Basically, I have a friend of mine that does like, like amateur films and stuff, doing like a festival thing at like the end of July. And she says like I could have a table there and, maybe promote the business or something and do some wine tasting or something. So I'm wondering if there's some kind of guideline or trainings for any of this and that's available. This way I can know like how to best do it. Because I have one of my reps is down to do it too. So
okay.
Probably go there and get, some leads or something, but how to go about, actually, presenting it and to get actual leads, like to get their information and so on.
Right.
We have an entire document.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's on the train. I think it's on the training site too, how to do like a vendor event or wine tasting.
Right.
But we have documents in the team too, and it lays it out. It's entirely there for you. The best way to get information
Rising Star Training.
Yes, yeah. Rising Star Training has some stuff.
Yeah.
RisingStarTraining.com has some stuff that you can go look at.
Austin's training site. Yeah.
But literally, it's like to gain information and to gain the leads that you're looking for, so you can email them. You can give away. I'm still kind of up in the air with Tony Lanza, the compliance guy, about what we can give away at these vendor events. I don't know if we can give away wine or not, but there's lots of stuff to do with wine that you can give away. Do a gift basket with wine glasses, a wine opener, like stuff that is not actually alcohol. And for now, and you can do gift cards and wine, freaking like towels, like whatever, whatever. Just do a gift basket, and people will put their information in to win that sort of thing. So that would be my advice. You don't have to give away wine. Like, I'm still kind of waiting to hear from Tony from compliance as to if we can actually raffle off the wine itself.
That's what I was thinking. We're allowed to do that.
I'm still waiting to hear from him, and we're kind of working together as to figure out, like, he's talking to the lawyers and stuff as far as what we can do with that. But we don't want to get in trouble by the certain states for like giving away wine or being looked at as a distributor of wine, which we are not. But if we're giving away wine, we might be looked upon as a distributor. So if you're doing a vendor event right now, until I tell the team otherwise, I would, just give away just random wine stuff. People love that stuff. And, do a drawing for that, like gift basket, to collect their emails or phone numbers or whatever they want. That's what I would suggest.
But it would be fine to do just a tasting, like if it's a local event outside the house.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We do wine tastings all the time. And go, Joe, go ahead. Hey, go ahead. I know.
Okay, wine tastings at events.
Yes.
All right, gang. Please do this for all of us. Sherry, you know what I'm going to say, right?
Yes, I do. I know what you're going to say, and I was about to say the same thing, but I want you to say it.
All right. So please, please, please don't start calling local authorities and using your names, or state authorities and using your names, and direct sellers and asking them, can I do this? Here's what you want to do. Either number one, call an attorney, or number two, call anonymously and don't tell them where you are, and just find out what local laws are. Because here's what's going to happen. The more times people start saying and calling, like in Arkansas, what happened when we got shut down, hey, I'm about to do this commercial event and you don't have a liquor license, and now the authorities in the state is going to come down on people and say, we don't know what's going on here, we're shutting it down, right? So do your homework through Google, research and everything, figuring out what you can and can't do, talking to local liquor restaurant bar owners, they know what they can and can't do, right? But don't use your name and direct sellers. I'm not saying don't get yourself in trouble. You don't want to get yourself in trouble, but don't risk the whole states and get direct sellers in trouble when direct sellers didn't do anything. All right, does that make sense, everybody? This is meant to be in the home, small home tastings where they can't do anything to you. All right.
Yes.
Thanks. I just wanted to say that. That's what can get us shut down in state. Ooh. It's not my house.
Hang on, not my house. I only have cats.
It's my house. Sorry.
Does that make sense, you guys? You want to do the due diligence, but you don't want to bring direct sellers into it, because all of a sudden that's a commercial venue and they're saying, do you have a liquor license, Richard? What are you doing? No, you don't. You can't sell alcohol. So just stay clear of that stuff.
And my thing was, when this first happened, where, someone was like, my thing was, I'm trying to think how to say this best. Like, I didn't have, like, I wondered why. I'm like, well, so what if someone calls the state officials? I'm like, we're above board here. We're doing everything the right way. So what if people call?
Yes, true.
But the problem is, as Joe pointed out to me, because, Joe's awesome. And,
Smart. Joe's a smart guy.
And the problem is, it raises red flags to where states will always err on the side of caution. And if they don't know what's going on with something, they'll be like, well, they'll shut it down and then get the information later.
Exactly.
So it's just, wise not to go there. We are a direct to consumer business. We're not a wine distributor. We are, for people to enjoy wine tasting in the comfort of their own home, to expand their palates, expand their knowledge of the art and the science of wine. That's what we are about. So when we start having commercial events and commercial venues, it complicates things, especially when people start calling state liquor licenses and stuff. So it's best not to raise those red flags. It's best, because states, governments are always going to err on the side of caution, and they'll shut it down first and ask questions later. And later they'll say, oh, okay, well, you were doing everything right. And we are. We have Kevin Thompson from Thompson & Burton, the best attorney in the industry, leading us and guiding us. We're not operating in the gray area. But when people are making these calls and stuff,
they got to figure it out.
To these, $15 an hour state workers that are working for the, ATF or whatever of the state or whatever department it is, they don't know what's going on, and they have the authority to shut down events and to raise questions and concerns. So it's just best not to go there. It's best not to do that. So
correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
And even more safely, just have the events in your homes. Like,
yes.
Nobody can shut that down. You're having a home party.
Right.
Like,
I've always found them even just as or more effective anyway.
They are, because they're more personal.
Intimate. Yes.
They're more personal and more intimate. So they're absolutely more effective, I think.
Yes,
non-salesy.
And cheaper.
You're having a party. You have a wine. They can't shut that down ever. But they can shut it down at commercial, centers and businesses and that type of thing. So,
right.
When in doubt, just have it in your home and call it good. So.
Yeah. Awesome question. I'm glad you got that out there.
Way over an hour.
Love it.
But hey, Joe, I appreciate your input tonight.
Yes,
very much.
Thank you so much for coming, Joe.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. And
Yeah.
I think this was a very helpful call. And I hope you guys got some value out of it. And the recording will be up on our website or our training site very soon. I'll get it up by tomorrow night. So, all right, guys, have a great night. It was awesome seeing you all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Good night.
Love y'all.
Love you too. Bye.